Hello, I am back. I obviously left this space for quite a few months. In my defense, while life gets hectic, not just studying and schoolwork, but I copped like 2 flus back to back at the start of this year, and yeah, just a lot of, you got personal commitments, family commitments, and then you're like, I'm reading comments, and one person had asked, are you ever making a video again? And I see that the channel is growing, and obviously that's so exciting, and so many people are getting, apparently good advice from it. That's what they're saying. So I definitely want to keep making videos. So this is just a check-in video, and I'm hoping to offer you some more, words of wisdom from the inside of the psychology pathway. And yeah, let's just get straight into it. So for those of you who are new here, hello, welcome to this space. My name is Brooke, and I'm in my 2nd year of my clinical psychology master's degree, which means that I'm up to the final year. This is it, guys. This is it. I remember when I filmed a video of me opening my 3rd year bachelor degree grades to see if I would make it into honors. And here I am saying, hi guys, I'm at the end. That's crazy, and it's a really good reminder that the pathway does end at some point. And this video is a little bit of therapy for me too, because for some reason the hardest year seems to be this year, and I kind of wanted to explore that a little bit. And hopefully when I'm up to the 2nd half of this year, I can sort of continue this clinical master's reflection and touch base. But so far at the beginning of this year, it's been really antsy, and I don't know how to explain it other than that. So I think it's because the way that the final year is set up is that you do 2 external placements. One is from like February to June, and the 2nd is from like July, August to, I guess, around November. It's completely unpaid. It's all unpaid. And yeah, so you're basically attending a proper job. Where I'm doing my first placement, I am there from like 8:30 in the morning till 5 at night. So it's like, that's a full day. It's not exactly close to me, so I have to, travel quite a bit. So, that's something that I've started to get worried, is it gonna take its toll because classes haven't started yet? So once classes start, it's gonna be like 2 days of placement, 1 day of full classes, and then there's a 4th day where you're still at your university's clinic working as a psychologist. So there's been a little bit of those antsy feelings of like, oh my goodness, like working for free, I kind of want to make money. And yeah, I've just been really trying to remind myself that, nothing good comes easy, and the whole psychology pathway is a sacrifice. It's a massive sacrifice of time. In bachelor's, it was a sacrifice of, I have to get good grades. I have to, rewatch lectures, and I have to spend so much time on these assignments because I need the degrees for honors. Honors is a sacrifice, again, of time, where it's like, oh my gosh, I have to, finish this entire thesis and do a good job, such a good job, so that I can get into masters. And again, it's the grade thing, right? Like, I need the good grades, but I also need to sacrifice my time to volunteer so that I can get good experience. And then masters, it's not so much the grades, because we're really past that point. Like, no one cares about their grades once they're in the master's degree. But yeah, it's about, I need my hours. So you need like 400 client hours for APRA so that you can get registered. I have a supervisor, and my supervisor is like, don't worry about the hours because they'll stack up. But that's obviously 400 hours worth of client hours unpaid. So it's just, I think uni is just a sacrifice of your own time, and it sort of puts your personal life on hold, because obviously I'm getting older now as well. I started this journey, still in my teens, and now I'm crossing over to my late 20s. I'm really excited to start a family one day, to have my own space, and that's all been put on hold because of the degree, and because no, I can't make money. You can't really do a job alongside your placements because it would just be too much. So yeah, it's been a little bit of a mental struggle, just settling and being like, you know what, 2024 is a bit of a limbo year, and that's okay. It's okay to have limbo years, because these are years that are just stepping stones for more fun years and more productive years in your life, which might be silly to say because obviously this is a very productive year. But yeah, there's also some feelings where it's like, it's a 6-year journey. I took a gap year, so a 7-year journey. Wow, I'm so close to the finish line, and for some reason, the closer you are to the finish line, the further it seems away, and it's just this slow, like, like you're walking through mud, like I can see it. And then this is when all of the friggin' nerves and anxieties arise about like, what if I don't meet my hours? What if my thesis, you know, something just goes wrong and I don't fit it in, or I don't know how to do the statistics and I can't finish it? Something will pop up and it will prevent me from graduating. Like, that fear of not graduating on time is real, because on the flip side, the idea of actually graduating and getting out of university for good and starting your proper adult life, it seems like a dream. It seems like that's never gonna happen, because like I said, 7 years, guys, 7 years of I've enrolled in classes and I'm writing an assignment. It's really interesting. It's an interesting journey. And I wanted to make this video to really validate this experience of feeling so mentally down and sluggish sometimes with the journey, and just, it's okay. Like, it is okay to not be peppy and motivated 24/7. It will still end. Like, this journey will still end. And before I know it, I'll probably be 5 years into working as a psychologist, looking back going, God, that went quick, because that's just how life seems to work. But these moments happen throughout every year pretty much. I mean, I remember with my bachelor's degree in year 2, halfway through that year, I remember vividly being like, I think I'm gonna drop out. And I thought I wanted to drop out because I was getting so antsy about finishing the degree. And obviously, I mean, dropping out halfway through a degree is probably not advisable, since you're halfway through it. Just do another thing of what you've done and you're there. But yeah, I've just tried to really, you know, remind myself how I spent also 5 years wanting to be here, wanting to be in the clinical degree, reminding myself how limited the spots are, and that, you know, just trying to get back in touch with that excited feeling of like, oh my God, I actually am in clinical and I got a spot, because we can lose that. We can lose sight of the overall picture. And funnily enough, one thing I want to stress is this. So far, I haven't started classes, so I can't speak about what the assignment load is like this year. So far, it's not that placement is hard, and I want to stress that. I think this mental game is actually more just the countdown of finishing. It's not that the degree itself is really difficult and I can't get through it. I mean, you have your own obstacles where you're actually working with clients and you're challenging yourself. But to me, I'm like, that's doable. I can do that. This mental game is really just trying to be patient and to be okay with the time sacrifice, the money sacrifice that external placements are requiring of me, and just really trying to remember that, you know, enjoy every moment, because in life we tend to play that game of like, oh, life will be better when I finish my bachelor's degree. Oh, life will be better when it's winter. And then it's like, these things come up, but then there's always something else that we're waiting for. But life is actually now, and like, I'm existing now, and I need to enjoy the here and now. And even if I'm not enjoying the commute to placement, it's my responsibility to find a way to make it more enjoyable. So, you know, I've been thinking about, I can either listen to podcasts that are totally unrelated to psychology, just to give my brain a break. Maybe I could listen to audiobooks, or I could make a playlist, and you know, that time in the car is gonna happen regardless, so just make it enjoyable. And that should also have a flow-on effect where if I'm staying calm, my work as a provisional psychologist should also be calm. Because if I'm in the car getting like strung out, wide out about traveling a while to get to placement, then I'm gonna be a really flustered, tense person, and it's just gonna, it's just not good. It's not good to be stressed out. So I kind of wanted to touch base on that, because I think people get very curious about what it's like to do an actual master's degree. What else? One thing that I think has been really good for me during the master's program, and I'm including first year in this, is being really strict with not doing schoolwork after days where I've, you know, either been working as a provisional psychologist or have had classes. I also don't work at nighttime or evenings anymore, and that has been life-changing. It is really nice. I mean, at first you're still in the mindset where you're like, I should be doing something, but that drifts off. It is so nice to go to a placement and just confidently know, when I get home, I'm relaxing, the evening is mine, the night is mine. It's definitely improved my ability to fall asleep, and that was sort of the major draw card. It was that when I worked on stuff, you know, maybe from 6 p.m. onwards, it was really activating my brain, and it was also making me, it was all those like worries, the triggers for worries were sparking. So that wasn't good. The other thing that I've been doing is I've made some pretty big lifestyle changes. So since the start of January, like, I don't drink alcohol, I'm caffeine free, I'm not eating like flavored chips with all those lovely chemicals. I have a very heavy diet of tuna and salmon and sardines and red meat, eating my vegetables. I'm eating a lot of rice, so I'm not like gluten-free, but like I try not to have a bread roll if I don't need a bread roll. I'm not eating fast food. If I was to have fast food, it would honestly be Red Rooster, just because it's like no added hormones, no added MSG, and it seems pretty straightforward. I've always joked that no one likes Red Rooster because it doesn't have that fast food taste. No soft drinks, you know, I drink juice, I drink organic milk. And it's not that before I was like, I had this crazy junk food diet. It's just that I realized that mostly like the soft drink and the flavored chips, gosh, it was affecting my mood. It was affecting my anxiety levels pretty bad. And I think that, you know, being like, oh, okay, I need to have more omega-3s for healthy brain function, or, you know, the calcium, and I take supplements. I'm on supplements for vitamin D because that's one that, you know, usually is a little bit of a deficiency in my family. I'm back on vitamin C. Vitamin C was because I got the flu back to back at the start of the year, and I was like, I need to fix my immune system. And vitamin B12. And I think ladies out there, a huge reason that I changed my diet was actually to promote a healthier menstrual cycle experience. PMS is pretty bad, and it can be bad, and I definitely was in the group of women who were really struggling and, you know, exploring whether or not I had endometriosis and whether I needed surgery. Not a fan of surgeries if I really don't need them, so I was like, you know what, I'm committed to making some pretty heavy differences in my diet if it means that I can avoid surgery and fix my symptoms. So a lot of research went into all of that, and so far it's actually going really well. Like, maybe if anyone's interested, that can be a video on its own, because I mean, the menstrual cycle is such a massive part of women's lives. School-wise, it's not good if it's like, I need to go to placement and I could cry all day. And obviously there's always going to be hints of that there, but the ability to sort of rein it in and make the symptoms more mild, I think that's pretty important. So yeah, I'm happy to make a separate video on that if my female audience is interested. And I mean, even males, because if you want to be a psychologist, you better prepare to be talking about periods and PMS and PMDD and all of that good stuff, because it's really interesting how common it pops up and how little we as a society actually acknowledge the fact that women's hormones are changing every single week. I've been going to bed earlier. I have removed myself from Facebook and Instagram, so social media is out. In my spare time, I'm focusing on things like crocheting, reading. If I read a book, it's usually not psychology related. If I watch a TV show, it is light. I'm not interested in like depressing, crude content, because I think that as well can have such interesting negative effects on the brain. I'm just trying to be very mindful of what I feed my body, what I feed my brain, and, you know, just paying more attention to me, because it's interesting as a provisional psychologist that you're helping everybody else, and you actually start to feel a little guilty if you walk off into your own life and then you're doing all these bad things. And when things are going to be so stressful, I mean, even the fact that like stress can impact PMS, or your period, I should say. If you don't have PMS, it can still impact your period. So it's like, wow, this is actually really crucial that I take care of myself and I improve my conditions, which I'll be honest, I think it's helped not just, I mean, I've still been struggling with like thoughts to do with everything we've just discussed, but I feel like it's more under control. I'm not getting too lost in it or getting, you know, into a rabbit hole. There might just be moments where I feel overwhelmed and then it's like, oh my God, but I'm quick to bounce back. I feel like I'm a lot calmer when I talk to people. I feel like I'm able to be calmer when I talk to a client. I really encourage everybody, whether you're studying psychology or not, to start really thinking about how you're taking care of yourself, because it's no good, I think. You know, you can have all the to-do lists under the sun, you can work on your assignments till the cows come home, but how you are health-wise is going to have a flow-on effect into your environment, and whether or not you're stressed out, how stressed out you are, how anxious you are, how your brain is performing. Another really interesting thing I did, but I actually did this at the start of, it was 2022, I started replacing all of my beauty slash self-care products. So there are a lot of like and hey, this is going to sound a little hippie, but there's a lot of chemicals in those products that negatively impact, and they're considered carcinogenic. You know, things like parabens, pegs, there's like so many pegs and they're found in so many products, but really they're not good for you. So I went through my makeup. I wear either Nude by Nature or Mugu. Mugu has a makeup range, and it's a lot. Mugu argue that theirs is edible. Apparently I can eat my mascara. I haven't tried, but yeah, just sort of been like, okay, cancelling out bad chemicals where possible, because I don't think we realize how knee deep we are into bad things we put into our mouth, on our head, on our face. I've replaced my shampoo. Deodorant is like aluminium free and it works. It's Mugu. I highly recommend. And the way that I see it, I'm sort of like, well, you know, if I can knock these chemicals out 80% of the time, then it doesn't matter if, you know, I have a little bit of something here and there, or like I painted my nails. I'm not really gonna freak out about that, but I've noticed a difference. And I'm also doing a lot more exercise. The exercise that I'm doing is fast walking, and it's funny how many people laugh at fast walking, but I just find that it definitely works. It's accessible. I can do it anytime that I want, and it doesn't knock me out. The fast walking also helps me clear my head. Recently I bought a snorkeling set, so I went snorkeling, and just trying to be more active, getting sun. I don't use sunscreen anymore. That's an interesting one. I'll just use hats or umbrellas. So I'm just trying different things at the moment for self-care and bringing it back to basics. And that too has been really nice, because it's something different to focus on outside of my schoolwork. So yeah, this video was a mixture of things. It was like a reflection on my master's experience so far, what I've been thinking about heading into this year, and also just a little insight into some of the things that I'm doing for self-care in order to improve my ability to perform during the day and my ability to really regulate my emotions. And I think that's the perfect way to put it. A lot of the stuff found in, you know, unhealthy foods, it's not good for emotional regulation. And I think the fact that like I went from being so upset at the start of the year thinking I was gonna have to get an operation, and now I'm pretty good, and I'm like, that's not a joke. So this isn't a preachy video. It was like, it's not supposed to be. I just wanted to be very honest and raw about what I've been doing. And I encourage everyone, just explore. If you are struggling emotionally, if you're struggling with your energy levels, with concentration, try stuff, do your own research, see what works for you. Maybe there's something you have to take out of your diet. Maybe there's something you could put into your diet. Maybe you are just staying up too late. Yeah, I think once you get off social media and stuff, it frees up a lot of time, and it's funny how much time you then have to pay attention to you as opposed to somebody else who's just uploading a video very, like, it's not really going to benefit my life. But yeah, that was all I wanted to talk about today. I'm really glad to have made like a little catch-up video. Someone mentioned that it would be really good to have a video about the references system, that you need references for masters. I had completely forgotten about that, which means that I pushed it out of my brain because it was not the best part of the journey, the application journey. But yeah, I'll do that one next, and we'll see where we go from there. Just keep leaving video requests, and I'll definitely get around to them. So that is it. Good luck. I'd love to hear where you all are at as well in your psychology journeys. So just, yeah, let me know down below. If you liked this video, please subscribe. It's growing very quickly and it's very exciting, and I think like the bigger the channel is, the more like the videos will be advertised to people. So so far people are saying they have found the videos very helpful, and I really have tried to cover content that no one just seems to talk about when it comes to this very long pathway. So that's good. So yeah, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you all the next time that I make a video. Bye.